iPhone 12, apparently all iPhone 12 models, there was an early rumor that they weren't all going to be 5G. Now it looks like they will all carry 5G. And of course, Apple and many analysts are thinking that 5G could be this major transition point that where a number of people who have been putting off upgrading their phones would now make the transition. That possibly once these phones drop, they'll be able to showcase some things that they're able to do over 5G that wouldn't be possible over the older network protocol, and that they may be the first to really push the 5G tech. And they've been great in the past at articulating why you want something,
right?
Why the public should want something. Because up until this point, it's a weird thing about 5G. 5G has, it elicits all kinds of responses from people. You have 5G conspiracy theorists that it's destroying your cells and whatever else. You have the 5G, people who are excited about 5G. You have the 5G conversations around Huawei, and then it brings on the political perspective. But at its root, the concept is really broadband-like connectivity, but mobile, always. Tremendously fast connections, just at its root level, outside of all the extra noise that's going on there. Yet it feels that the carriers and manufacturers really haven't done that much, haven't done a great job of showcasing that root, that core functionality to get us excited about it. And granted, I understand that the networks aren't necessarily ready to start marketing it to us, depending on which region you're in. But Apple might be that company that can just put it in terms
that get like a use case
that gets people going. They just go on stage, assuming people are on stage at that point, and be like, look, I'm playing a game instantly at this frame rate, and it's all thanks to 5G. You see how they're going to do it? They're going to do it in such a way that gets people motivated. Now, analysts looked at this information, these rumors and supply chain stuff that point at these upcoming 5G phones, and they say, oh, this is great. You want to be invested. People with iPhone 6s are going to upgrade when they see what 5G is capable of and see it as a next generation. But I'm a bit concerned about that pitch because of the numbers I was seeing from the last quarter about the average purchase price of a smartphone so far in 2020. And it having dipped $50 from the same period the year before. So our last episode, we're sitting there talking about how likely the growth driver for units shipped for Apple was probably the iPhone SE and not a flagship model. And it comes back to the conversation that you and I have so many times on this show about cost sensitivity right now, and also just the general trend towards that. So I'm not certain, even with all of Apple's marketing power, that 5G is enough to convince people to spend $700 or higher on a smartphone. I'm not saying people won't do it. Of course, people will do it. But the question is, to what extent?
Yes.
And if that's what the customer actually wants, comparative to a low-priced model like the iPhone SE. So, of course, time will tell. It's hard to do a 5G model at that lower price tag right now.
Right.
So I'm not suggesting that they have to do it or that I would expect them to. I'm just kind of just chilling out a little bit on how successful these will be and if they will or will not exceed expectations. They're going to have a new form factor, that little tiny one, which is kind of like the SE everybody wanted. And maybe if they did something radical with the price, you could get people really cooking over it. But for the time being, it just seems to me that anything close to $1,000, people are lukewarm on for the time being, even with 5G, because we've seen 5G devices, of course, on the Android side.